needs to go viral. That God got some folks out here accomplishing some things and helping the community. Amen. But without further ado, you all heard their bio. I want to introduce to some, present to others, Ambassador Teresa Wall, Mr. Olitha Wall. Let's give them another hand as we welcome them today. And we know that today's theme is a journey, a mother and son's journey from crisis to Christ. And you guys heard the bios. You heard what they are currently accomplishing. And you guys get to hear the journey leading up to that. And so what I want to let them do, I want to allow them introduce themselves, and whatever they want to share in their introduction, feel free, and we'll get right into this. Let's give them another hand as we welcome them.
Well, I just want to give God praise and honor and glory for the opportunity to be here today. I want to thank my family. They always turn out in droves to support us. And I think that that is part of why we were able to make the journey the way that we did, because we always had family and we always had their support and their prayers. And we come from a family of praying people. Yesterday we celebrated our family reunion, and it's been approximately 110 years that we have been gathering every year on Memorial Day to live out the covenant that our grandparents, Mary Ellen and Clarence Jennings, established with God to keep this family covered and to keep us together. My son brought to my attention yesterday during the reunion that in all of the years since that covenant was established with God, we have not lost one male in our family to violence, to any kind of death. Even though they have gone through their struggles, and he'll get to tell you about his story, we have been blessed.
Hallelujah.
We have been covered by the blood of Jesus Christ. And all those that have been grafted in to the family have been covered. And that's the way God works. Those he chooses, that he grafts into the family, they are able to partake of the same covering that their spouses and those that they're married to in this family. So I just want to thank God for the opportunity. I thank God for Pastor Thomas and for my friend Miss Yvonne for thinking enough of me and of our story to even want to share it with you all. And so thank you, Pastor Thomas, and thank you to your community.
Welcome. So I'm just going to veggie back on what my mother said about the blessing that it is, and also to veggie back on extending thanks to Mother Yvonne. I met Mother Yvonne through the intervention work that I was doing on the street, and had the privilege of working with her family, her grandson AJ, who I love like my own flesh and blood. Even though he'll never call me AJ. We're gonna wrestle when I see you. But just to have the opportunity to come and share and prayerfully encourage some young person, some mother, some family member that is wrestling with the way this world is today. Like Pastor Thomas shared in my bio, for 10 years, I didn't do nothing but hug the block. Every corner, every alley, trap, corner store, any time, day or night, any hood, from Elaine to Trevin and Atchison to the East Haven, up in the Terrace, D Block, the Ganny on the south side, anywhere, the Brook. I was everywhere looking for myself, looking for a young man who needed a chance to change and needed an opportunity, and somebody that was not going to judge him, but just was going to love him and believe in him. And so ultimately, I'm grateful to Pastor Thomas. I'm grateful to Mother Yvonne. I'm grateful to my family that's here, because it's interesting. I did, and we'll touch some more on this, but I did 4.5, almost 5 years in prison for aggravated trafficking in crack cocaine. And I remember the thing that I missed the most, other than going outside at night, this little stuff that you miss when you end up in a penitentiary. Like you're not allowed to go outside at night, and there's no trees. Like on the yard, there's no trees. It's just open space. So being able to get near to a leaf and touch a tree it's a deep thing. But the one thing I missed was the family reunion. And while I was in there, and people was falling at my left side and falling at my right side, but it wasn't coming nigh my door, right? It wasn't coming near to me. I thought about the prayers that I had been up under coming up, and the prayers that was happening that I wasn't even aware of while I was in there. Yeah. All those family reunions, and I said I would never miss another family reunion if God give me breath. So I wanted to say to y'all, this is like another family reunion from yesterday. It said we got more family here now. And so I wanted to thank God for all that he's brought me through, all that he's doing, and all that he will do. And just thank again this congregation, this cloud of believers, man, and prayerfully we'll have a breakthrough today by his grace.
And I want to let everyone know we're going to make time towards the end. If anybody has any questions, young people, adults, if you have any questions at the end, they will be more than welcome to answer your questions that you have at the end. And so we're excited. We're about to get started here. I mean, we've already got started, but I think it's a powerful thing, especially when you have a unit of family and that will cover you, you know, when you're going through your process, when you're going through your journey. And so sometimes when we hear the story, the end result, it looks beautiful, but we don't really get to hear about the process of what everything that a person had to go through to get to where they are. And some people can't handle the process.
Right.
You know, they just, no, just let me enjoy where you are now. I don't need to hear, you know, but it's a blessing when people are willing to share. And not just anybody, but people who are actually making a difference in our communities. And